Why is there no data on the Dexcom device? Is she okay? Send screenshot of Dexcom app. It's working fine here. But it's showing that you don't have the follow app set up for some reason. Oh, it must have logged me out. I can fix that. So weird. By the way, the sensor that is in the new meter you put on daughter was broken. The end is supposed to be slid in first, and you click the other end in. If you force it, it will snap. This is the third time it's broken, so we all need to make sure we're more careful. It has not been 3 times. And it's odd how they're only broken when they're with you. It is odd that 3 times after picking her up we find broken medical equipment on her after driving in a car seat for 4 hours. You're right. I see that you placed the Dexcom pod on daughter's stomach. Do not do that again. She prefers it on her arm. Yes, we placed it on her stomach after ensuring she was comfortable. It does not have to stay in the back of her arm, and it is recommended to move sites. Well, she said it herself that she doesn't like it, and it gets irritated by her seatbelt. It is not a good location, and I am telling you not to use it again. Use the back of her right arm. She was very proud of herself for trying a new site. And if she is buckled incorrectly, it will not be affected by her seatbelt. If she doesn't like it, that's fine. But the site does need to move. Nobody asked for your opinion. I said to put in on her arm. So just listen to that. Is daughter sick? I got a call from the school saying she is not there. I had to pick her up. She has a doctor's appointment this afternoon. She is at a 73 but doing fine. Has she not been feeling well? She hasn't been eating well and only very small amounts. We are going finger sticks to ensure we get proper numbers since the Dexcom hasn't been acting right since she came back from your house. Just update me when you get her to the doctor and let me know what they say. I ended up taking her to urgent care instead of the doctor. They said it is more than likely just a viral infection that needs to run its course. No big deal. What happened to her appointment this afternoon? It's 9 p.m. She was acting better then. Now she is acting bad again, so daughter missed school again. How is she feeling today? She's fine. Like I said before, we just have to let nature run its course. I am worried that she is not feeling well due to her diabetes not being controlled versus some mystery virus. This is exactly the way she was acting the week before she got diagnosed. She's fine. The only time she has been dosed for carbs in the last 2 weeks with you is at school. With her being absent the past 2 days, she's only been getting corrections for high blood sugar when she gets in the 300s. The fluctuations and hitting 300 on a daily basis is probably what is making her feel sick. Don't you think so? That's double what it should be. You are not a doctor, and I do not need to take medical advice from you. Since the kids have their fall festival Friday, am I meeting you there for the exchange so they still get to go? And then you pick them up from my house Sunday. It is my weekend with the kids. It's fall break. This is my year to have them for break. It's my weekend with them. Sends picture of court order specifying that the father has fall break this year. Holiday time takes precedent over normal weekend rotation. I was supposed to get them an hour ago and have been waiting at the exchange spot. It's going to take you at least 90 minutes to get here if you leave now. Let me know when you are on the way. It is my weekend to have the kids. I will be contacting my attorney to let them know you are withholding the children for my scheduled holiday time. Okay. Let them know it is my weekend with the kids, and they don't want to go with you. Okay, I think that we have enough evidence that we can move forward now with filing in court. I do want you to understand that before we can see a judge, it is mandatory in this state to attempt mediation first. That's fine. If we need to try that first, we can. I just need to do something to make sure my kids are actually being cared for. She won't take daughter's diabetes seriously until she loses a foot and son's teeth are rotting out of his head. They don't deserve this. I completely understand your frustrations. I am also going to file a request for a court-appointed guardian ad litem for the children. The courts will definitely grant one, and this will let the court have direct insight into the neglect the kids go through while in their mother's custody. She's proven multiple times she can't keep it together. We just went to court a few months ago so that I would be allowed to move with the kids, and you're already dragging me back for this nonsense. This isn't nonsense. You are not adequately caring for our children. I gave you time to adjust to daughter's diagnosis, but she is in jeopardy every time she is with you. It hasn't gotten better, and I won't sit by and let her be consistently sick because of you. And the fact that you still haven't taken son to have his teeth fixed also shows your lack of care. The judge signed off on appointing a gal to the case, so I'm sure you will hear from them soon. My attorney will be in contact with yours. You have no idea how big of a mistake you made, and you won't like what happens when I show the courts how awful you are. That's fine. Adrienne went to pick up daughter's insulin and prescriptions after work in the hospital pharmacy, and they told her you requested to have it all moved to a different pharmacy. Yup, it's at Walgreens now. Why would you move it? We paid almost nothing to get all of her stuff, and you never had to pick it up. It was a win for all of us. Adrienne is not her mother. You should be responsible for covering her medical expenses, not Adrienne's job. So you would rather pay hundreds of dollars a month instead of use the hospital pharmacy. That makes no sense. It would be different if Adrienne didn't work there, but she does. Also, they give generic versions, and she needs the name brand. I want her to have the name brand. So you know how Helen and her boyfriend live with the kids in the two-bedroom apartment Helen gets through Section 8, right? Yeah, that's not going to end well when someone rats on her for having him living with her. Section 8 is very clear on that. Well, they responded to our discovery request, and her attorney confirmed that it was for people in the apartment. But I spoke to Son this morning, and he told me that her boyfriend has full custody of his 3 children, and it's 7 people and his 4 dogs in there. Are you sure about that? Maybe they're just visiting for a few days. That's a tight fit, but if it's only a few days, what can you do? No, I'm sure. They go to school with the kids too. Son said they've always lived with them. But that means they lied during discovery. I'm going to tell my attorney about this for sure. Yeah, that is completely unsafe. You can't have 7. So I emailed Helen's attorney the other day requesting an updated discovery due to the inaccuracies that were reported in it. And today I received a motion from the attorney withdrawing as her representation. No way. Did they say why? No, but I assume that they realize that by submitting lies from their client, they are at a risk of losing their license. But this is great for our side. If she is unable to secure a new attorney, she will have an extremely hard time properly representing herself. So just wait to hear from the gal, document everything, and make sure you are following the current order to a T. Don't give her anything to use against you. We always follow the order. I know we are doing things the right way, and I am glad this is going to help us get my kids where they need to be. Remove the tracking feature from daughter's phone or we will buy a different device to use as a meter for her Dexcom. I will not deal with you invading our privacy. The phone is supposed to stay with daughter at all times. The location is on for 911 emergency services in case she has a medical emergency or if the phone is lost or stolen. I don't care. I said to remove it. It has been set that way since the Dexcom was first prescribed. It will stay that way for her safety unless ordered otherwise by the judge. You have no legal right to track me. This has nothing to do with daughter's safety or health and everything to do with you trying to spy on me. I will be buying a new monitor unless you remove it. You have 2 hours to comply. No one is concerned with your location. Oh, there has been a substantial change in circumstances as to necessitate a modification in custody to allow for the mother to have sole legal and physical custody of the minor children. It is evidenced by the father's controlling behaviors, use of electronic devices to track and monitor the mother and children, the demand for control of all medical care of the children, and other controlling tactics. This includes forcing the minor daughter to use diabetic monitoring equipment and arbitrary decision-making of medical treatment for both children without discussion. The father fails to include the mother in decision-making and instead takes orders from his new wife. He has made joint legal custody nearly impossible. I also request that the father reimburse all legal fees that have been incurred due to his frivolous motion for primary custody.